My name is Ambassador Tahuri Joshua. I would like to welcome you for today's training, and we are going to continue from where we stopped. For those of you that will be joining us for the first time, or maybe you'll come across this training for the very first time, this is a free professional diploma training being provided by the Institute of Global Peace and Conflict Management for our followers and our subscribers on Facebook and on YouTube. And if you are coming to join us for the very first time, then you have the opportunity to know what is happening here, that this training is being provided for our followers, and it's being provided for free, from training, from registration, trainings, examination, certification, all free. You are not paying a dime for it. You're not paying a penny for it, including the certificate. You're not paying anything for it. It's totally 100% free. All right, and we have been doing this for various programs, like various courses, like peace education, alternative dispute resolution, which is ongoing now, peace and conflict management, peace and sustainable development. We have done it on emotional intelligence. We are doing several courses. Do you understand? Diversity management, and a lot more that we are doing, and more are coming up. Do you understand? So I would like to welcome all of you for taking time to be part of today's training. In case you are joining us for the very first time, my name is Ambassador Tahule Joshua, and it's a pleasure to welcome all of you for today's training. Favor, you're welcome from Lagos, and Ajifu Sunday also from Lagos. Thank you for joining us. Peace, Ilorin, thank you for joining us. Whether you are the son of Ilorin or the child of peace of Ilorin or whatever, you are welcome. So whether you are peace from Ilorin or you are peace Ilorin, you are welcome. All right. Yes, Jeff Sunday, you're welcome from Lagos. So all of you joining us from Lagos, you're welcome. Thank you very much. Today's training is going to be very, very sharp because I'm still experiencing some technical challenges. My system charger, I don't know what happened, whether it's spoiled or I don't know, it's not picking up. But we'll try as much as possible to do a lot before our time elapses for today. So today we are going to be focusing on where we stopped the last time we met. The last time we were talking about the types of ADR, the types of alternative dispute resolution, and we're able to look extensively on mediation, right? We examine what the mediation is all about, the processes of mediation, and all of that. We were able to examine them last time. So today we'll be considering another type of alternative dispute resolution. We believe that you are going to be following as we progress. Do you understand? So, all together. If you're together, you will let me know so that I'll know that you are following. Yes, you paraphrase, comment, let us know that you are following and you are understanding what we are saying. So by paraphrasing, we will know that you are following us, all right? Degaru Riot Diu from Ethiopia, thank you for joining us. Josephine, thank you for joining us. Erekosima, thank you for joining us. So, alternative dispute resolution. Today we are going to consider one of the types of ADR. Having a look at mediation, what are we looking at today? One of the types of ADR that we're looking at today is arbitration. Arbitration. Did you get the topic? Arbitration. If you get the topic, let me know. Arbitration. Arbitration is another type of ADR, and that is what we're going to consider for today's training. Dasplan Ayuba, Ambassador Dasplan Ayuba from Jos. Thank you for joining us. Ayuba, you people should try and activate the Plateau State chapter of RGPCM. I think you people are in good number now to have that chapter to be active. All right. So, do way to, put hands together with others to make sure that it works. Ade Diran Abdulsamad from Osman Danfodio University. Thank you, Sokoto. Thank you for joining us. It's a pleasure to have you. So today we're going to look at arbitration. So when we talk about arbitration, we'll be looking at the processes, the types of enforcement of awards. Do you understand? So this is what we're going to cover here today. Process, types, enforcement of awards is what we are going to look at here today. All right, arbitration. So arbitration, we say, is the method of resolving conflict or dispute outside of the courts. All right, why an impartial third party known as the arbitrator or the arbiter, all right, makes a decision that is usually binding. So arbitration too, you resolve conflicts out of the court. All right. Muazzam from Umaru Musa Yaradua University, Katsina. Thank you for joining us. So now, arbitration also is one of those alternative ways of resolving disputes outside of the courts. But one thing, why arbitration is different from mediation and negotiation is that in arbitration, whatever decision that is taken in arbitration is binding. You understand? If the arbiter or the arbitrator give an award, then that remains binding. It can be verified or it can be validated in the court of law. Do you understand? It can be validated in the court of law. Once an arbiter gives his or her final judgment on a matter and give an award, that is award whether penalty or reward, it is binding on the parties involved. Do you understand? It is binding on the parties involved. So that's it. So we say that it's one of the methods of resolving dispute outside of the court room. Do you understand? Where a neutral third party known as the arbitrator or arbiter makes final decision by giving an award, and that decision is binding on the parties involved. Does that make sense to you? So let's look at the process of arbitration. Because I'm having logistical challenges, so I may be a bit rushing today. I'll rush today. All right. Process of arbitration. Agreement to arbitrate. All right. In most cases, when you are entering into agreement, there must be a provision in case the agreement does not hold ground. What do? You will take your matter to an arbitrator. Some of this international trade, all right, like the World Trade Organization, most cases that involve trade don't first and foremost take it to court. There is international arbitration court that you take it there. Do you understand? You take it to the arbitration center and then and resolve your matter if possible. If not possible, then you seek other means of getting justice. But first and foremost, you must go to an arbitration. So you can enter into such agreement, and there's a provision that in case of dispute, in case of negligence, or in case of renege on agreement, you can approach an arbiter, and it can be ECOWAS, it can be Nigerian, it can be African Union, it can be UN. Do you understand? Or it can be the one operated maybe by a court or whatever. But you must first and foremost approach an arbitrator for justice. Do you understand? So agreements to arbitrate. So you must have the agreement that in case of anything, we are going to go to an arbitration. Or you must also receive, okay, maybe you have a case with someone and people don't want to go to court. You can say that, well, for this matter, let's go to see an arbiter instead of going to court. Do you understand? So there must be that agreement by the parties involved to use the services of an arbiter instead of going to court. Am I making sense? So selecting arbitrators. The second step is selecting. After the agreement, the next step is to select an arbitrator. In a place where it's not stated specifically, explicitly, because there are some agreement that may not state this explicitly. Do you understand? But in a situation whereby it has been stated expressly and explicitly, you can go to where it's being. If it's say ECOWAS arbitrator or an arbitration center, then it must be, you must use ECOWAS. Do you understand? But like I say, in case like ATR is flexible. Discover that maybe you have a problem with maybe a Ghanaian has problem with a Zambian, for instance, and then maybe arbitration center is not in Ghana. Then maybe you want to come to the headquarters in Nigeria. It's going to be very, very difficult. But you can still deploy the services of that's what we call the hybrid area. That is, you can also engage the online services and get justice. Do you understand? Instead of traveling distances to go to a particular place to seek justice for a matter. Do you understand? So you can engage their services online and then get justice. So that's what it is. So selecting arbitration where it's not stated is the second step. The third step is preliminary hearing. Right? You come after you have agreed, select an arbitrator, then you come for preliminary hearing. Arbitrator may head a discussion and then discuss procedural matters, timeline, and also any preliminary matters that he wants to discuss with the parties involved. Do you understand? So that they will know that this is what they are dealing with here, and this and this that is involved. Do you understand? And this and this that is expected of them. Do you understand? So preliminary hearing is the third process in arbitration. And then the fourth process is discovery. Discovery here is to make finding and then get witnesses or get evidence. Do you understand? You have to make findings, get evidence about the matter that you are trying to arbitrate. That's what we call it discoveries. You make findings. You have to, change evidence and information as the case may be. Do you understand? So you must make findings, make discoveries about the case. What is involved? What are the evidence? So parties can present the evidence. Do you understand? That's it. You present your own point. So sometimes you have those evidence in physical document or things like that. Do you understand? So discoveries, then hearing. After you make findings and have an understanding of what you are trying to address here, then you still make more effort to get more information by hearing Hearing here is a formal presentation. Do you understand? Here, each party make the presentation of their case individually. Do you understand? One after the other, and then you present also your evidence. You present your evidence. Do you understand? And then award issuance. So after the arbitrator or the arbiter listen to both parties, at the end of the day, based on the evidence provided, the arbiter can make a decision. Do you understand? Once he's able to convince himself that what they have said here deserves to be given award, so you will make his decision and give an award. Do you understand? Arbiter may give an award. All right. So an award is after the hearing, the arbitrator issues a written decision, just like a court judgment, right? Known as an award. Known as what? An award. Because if I ask you a question in the examination, all right, concerning the award that the arbitrator gives, you should be able to know which aligns the findings and any remedies. So the award can define what is involved and what should be done. Do you understand? So if it's punishment, you will be punished. If it is celebration, you will be celebrated. So, but these are the processes that you're going to follow. One of those processes that we have talked about here, we say agreement to arbitrate, selecting arbitrators, preliminary hearings, discoveries, hearing, award, issuance. These are the processes that you're going to follow in arbitration. So you must have the idea of what is involved. All right, so that if there's any matter that you need to arbitrate, you know that these are the processes you're going to follow. You understand? So let's look at some types of arbitration. We have binding arbitration. All right, the decision made by the arbitrator is final and legally binding, legally enforceable, with limited grounds for appeal. And in most cases, the arbitration cases cannot be appealed. You understand? There are limited chances, except if stated in the final judgment document. You understand that you can use it and appeal, but it's hardly being appealed. Do you understand? And it's very hard to see an arbitration cases being appealed. Do you understand? So that's it. Now, binding arbitration. The arbitrator's decision is adversely not enforceable. Do you understand? That's another type of arbitration. Arbitrator give an award and is binding. Arbitrator may also advise the parties involved on the best way to go. Do you understand? Instead of giving an award, he can only advise and then guide them on the best decision to do it. Do you understand? So that's what it is. Then, enforcement of award. How do you enforce award in arbitration? Legal frameworks. In many jurisdictions, the enforcement of arbitration award is governed by international treaties like the New York Convention and national laws. So there are laws that are available for you to make references when you are giving an award, and those awards can be enforceable under those laws. Do you understand? That's why arbitration is mostly used it's used very well in the international community, because we are talking about conventions that were held, and those treaties were signed by member states, and they are binding by those guidelines that they have defined for themselves. Do you understand? So in most cases, when countries are trading at the international community, they involve in arbitration rather than going to court. Do you understand? It's in extreme cases that they go to court. Do you understand? Recognition and enforcement. Courts generally recognize arbitration awards, and enforcement can be sought through a legal process. So like I told you, a decision taken by an arbiter is binding on the parties involved, and that decision is being recognized by the court. the court can accept that award. They can validate it and maintain and sustain it. But if they feel that there are needs for reconsideration, then it can still be considered, and then final decision will be making. Do you understand? Will be made. So that is domestic and international. So enforcement procedures may differ. Do you understand? It depends on the environment. Yeah, some of these member states who agree on some of these convention or treaties, sometimes because of national laws, certain things may be derailed. Do you understand? There are certain things that may not really be considered. Do you understand? So, and then environment, jurisdiction, national laws sometimes has impact to play on this. Do you understand? So, but arbitration generally must happen. Do you understand? It must happen. It must happen. And of course, whether the national laws, or it's left for you to decide what the national law says, so that when you are making your final decision, you make reference to what the national law says, so that even when it comes to the enforcement, it can be easily done. That's why arbiters are sometimes lawyers. Do you understand? But individuals who have experience, deep experience, can also serve as members. Do you understand? Steps for enforcement. What are the steps that you are going to pass through to carry out enforcement of the arbitration matters? Rubali Mitan from Uganda, you are welcome. Tamba from Yaoundé, thank you. Chiposwa from Zambia, thank you. You understand? So that is it. So let's look at some of the steps for enforcement. What are the steps you can pass through to enforce the award given by the arbiter? Number one, application for enforcement. You can seek enforcement, must be filed. The party seeking enforcement must file an application in the appropriate court, often where the award of debtors took place. Do you understand? So you can go to the court for enforcement. You must file a case for the enforcement of what the arbiter has said. Do you understand? So you write to the court and then file the matter and request apply for enforcement. And then recognition of the award. The court must also recognize the award and must be willing to accept it. Do you understand? So that's what it is. So ground rules or grounds for refusal. Grounds for refusal. Court may decide to refuse to honor the decision of the arbiter or to enforce it. Do you understand? Maybe if they are not satisfied with the process. Court decision. If the court finds in favor of enforcement, it will issue enforcement, but if not, it will refuse. If the court consider it and discover that, well, this decision can be enforced, then the court will go ahead and enforce it. Otherwise, the court may decide not to. They may reject it. Do you understand? So that's why by requesting for enforcement, you must have proper notice by the arbiter. That's you must come with a document to show a written decision. Do you understand? If that is non-given, it will be very, very difficult for you to enforce the arbitration. decision. Do you understand? Okay, what are the challenges of enforcement? What are the challenges to enforce the decision of the arbiter? Number one is limited grounds for appeal. You understand? Generally, there are very limited grounds, few grounds which a party can appeal, an arbitrator's decision. Do you understand? So, national versus international context. Enforcement can be made so complex in international context due to varying laws. Do you understand? The law of Nigeria says this. The law of UK says that. Do you understand? So it will become so practically impossible. Or it become practically challenging. Let me not say impossible. Challenging to enforce arbitration. Practical consideration. Asset location. You begin to, consider where is the asset located, if it's over asset and all of that. A legal representation. You must have a legal expert. So these are, some of the practical consideration in enforcement. Do you understand? You must have your asset location. You must have a legal representation. So that's the much we're going to talk about arbitration. I mentioned, somebody's asking what could be the legal grounds for a court to reject the court to reject the award, the enforcement of the award. One, I say, if for instance now you come without a proper notice from the arbitrator, then it's going to be it's going to probably fail. And then the award can also when the award deals with matters not contemplated by or falling within the terms of the submission to arbitrator. So when the terms and or the matter does not concern what needs to be done, then it's going to be very difficult. All right. Or sometimes the issue of jurisdiction also can compound issues. Do you understand? So the composition of the arbitral tribunal or the arbitration procedure, was not in accordance with the written law. So in situations like that, it can also derail the implementation or the enforcement of the arbitration decision. So we are done with arbitration. We are going into negotiation now. Another type of ADR is negotiation. But before we go into that, I want to talk to us. I want to talk to all of you here. And for those that are not here, I'll still talk to you. I'll still talk to you in your WhatsApp group. All right. You see, this program, we have been providing this program for 1 year, whole 1 year. This 1 year, 2 months now since we started this training. We started it in June last year. Do you understand? So it's more or less like 2 months or 3 months, 1 year, 3 months that we are going with it. That's when we started this training. Since we started this training, we have not asked our participants. We have not asked our participants, say, okay, buy us data, let us be doing this work. No. We have not asked our participants, say, contribute money for anything, all right? Because there was no need for it, because we are doing it for free. Do you understand? Now, we are celebrating International Day of Peace. And if truly you have passion for peace, let me assume that you have passion for peace. That's why you are in this class. The International Day of Peace is coming up. Some of you may do things individually. Some of you may do things collectively. Some of you may decide to join our project that we are doing. But I want to appeal to us that we must do something and possibly contribute to the national project that we are doing, the headquarters project that we are doing, the production of the exercise book to distribute to the newly admitted students. We have posted that in your WhatsApp group. And few of you have responded, like 2 or 3 have responded. Do you understand? And that's, I'm talking about those that are joining this, those that are in that group. About 2 or 3 of you have responded. So we have categorized what you can give within your capacity. It's not a force. In fact, a book is 500. A book, one book is 500. So even if you cannot afford 10 books, you can give us 5 books. You can give us 2 books. You can even give us 1 book. It's not the amount you pay that matters. Do you understand? What matters is your passion for peace. I believe that if you have more, you give more. In that, people, our members are contributing. You see some people are sponsoring 200 books. That is 100,000. Some 100 books, that is 50,000. Do you understand? So that's what people are doing for peace. Do you understand? I took my time. People are not paying me anything for this training that I've been doing for 1 year. Have you paid me for it? Have you ever contributed money to give me for anything? No. But I've been doing it and I'm still doing it. This one I'm talking about is not for myself. I didn't ask you to give me money to it, or to do anything, or even to buy data. I didn't ask you for that money. All I'm asking is that there are children there that may not afford exercise books. Do you understand? So these books may help them, but that's not the message. The message is to spread the message of peace. You are privileged to receive this training for free here. Let them also be privileged to receive the books that we're giving them for free. The book, you can see, is designed with the message of peace on it. Slogan, we have a slogan there. Do not discriminate. Do not fight in school. These are the issues that we see in school environment. Do not discriminate. Do not fight in school. So wouldn't you want this message to reach those students that may be privileged to see us coming to their school, so you can support the project? Support it according to your capacity. You can give us 500 naira, it will be appreciated. You can give us 1,000, that is 2 books, it can be appreciated. You understand? If you can even sponsor all, it will be appreciated. But don't just sit and watch others do it, and then you just sit here and receive training, receive skills, receive empowerment, and you don't want to empower others. Because when we go to that place, we still talk to them before we share the books to them. Do you understand? So this is what our vision is all about. Our vision is to, to shape the mindset by inculcating good values. Do you understand? Good values. And one of those good values is peace, tolerance. Do you understand? Understanding. These are those things. So please, let's do this. I don't want to make it to appear that we are begging. We are not begging, but we are only asking you to partake in this. If you really love peace and you really enjoy what we are doing here for you as well, because you yourself are benefiting here for free. So if you can do something for others also, but we are paying the price. You understand? We pay the price. I pay the price of my time, pay the price of even subscriptions to do these things. You understand? And you are enjoying it. So you too can do something for others to enjoy it. It's still the message of peace we are spreading. You understand? So it goes a long way to help. Uh, do you understand? So please do something if you can. If you can. Most especially those of you that are in Nigeria. For those of you that are not in Nigeria, we are still working on a payment plan. We can get you a payment plan. Some of you are asking. We can get you a payment plan that you can pay. We have Paystack, we have Fruta Webs, and maybe we can create the links and send to you if you can be able to drop something fine. If you are not, not kill yourself, but if you are in Nigeria, do something. This one does not require anything. I don't know whether that makes sense. Or I offended you. If I offend anybody, let me know. The account number is in the group. The account number is in the group. Money point. If you don't know how to transfer money, we'll see give you FCMB. So, but the accounts are there. The two accounts are there. So do something. Since somebody is saying the account is not there, the account is there. So do something. So if I did not offend you, thank you very much. If I offend you, my apologies. Do you understand? But I just want us to do something for peace. It's in the International Day of Peace that we are talking about. It's nothing else. After that, I may not ask you for money for anything except if we have another project coming up. But for me, I will not ask you money for myself or for anybody, for anything concerning me. You see, my laptop charger is damaged now. Charger that I used to use for the training here. Do you understand? It's not here. So my system is not on now. You know, but the training is still going on. Just because I don't want us to miss it. Because I'm suspecting that towards the end of the month I'll be very, very busy. So let me try and do what I can do and finish this training before end of the month comes. All right. So let's look at the next topic, which is another types of what? Another types of ADR, and this one is called negotiation. 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 Mr. Tamba, you are in Cameroon. Tamba, you are in Cameroon. And since you are in Cameroon, you have a coordinator there. The coordinator knows how to send money to Nigeria in Naira. All right. So you can reach out to Dr. Zamde. He can send it on your behalf. Do you understand? Just reach out to Clovis. Clovis can send it on your behalf. He knows how to send money to Nigeria using Naira channel. So in Cameroon, if you are from Cameroon, you want to send money, you can give to our coordinator, our country coordinator in Cameroon. He can send it through Naira. So there's no issue. All right. All right. Mr. Tamba, thank you. Say you are not offended. So we thank God that your people are not offended. That's fine. I appreciate your peaceful nature. Indeed, you love peace, and that's why you are here. All right, let's look at it. Strategies, styles, and techniques of negotiation. Strategies, styles, and techniques of negotiation. All right. So, like we have defined negotiation as a process where two or more parties come together to communicate, to reach an agreement, on a particular issue, mutual agreement. Do you understand? You have an issue, you come together to negotiate, reach a mutual understanding on the matter. That is negotiation. You converse, you come to talk, discuss. Do you understand? Yes, you make your own proposals, I make my own proposals. Yeah. Yes. Dr. Emmanuel, you're welcome. He's also our member from Cameroon. He's also online here. And he's mentioning the name of our coordinator there, Dr. Cho Clovis. Do you understand? He's our national coordinator in Cameroon. So you can reach out to him. And if you don't have his details, you reach out to me. I will send it to you. You reach out to him, and the matter will be settled. Thank you very much. So, and this thing that we are doing here, in Nigeria, tomorrow it will be in Cameroon. Just we are trying to make sure that you people set up your country offices. It can be in Zambia. It can be in, because we're not talking about Nigeria alone, we're talking about the globe. Do you understand? So this project, some of this project can be done in maybe by next year. So some of the country's offices will be stabilized. I believe you also do something like this for peace in your country, for the institute, and of course, even this year, some of you can still do it. Not something much. Don't do something that may give you pressure, right? Like we put you under serious pressure, like money. You should know. You can just a simple thing like going out to go on talk to students. Just write to the school. Let them give you permission to come talk to the student on peace issues. Do you understand? Just go there. And some of you here, we are going to make provisions for you later. You can take to schools, to any organization you want to go, and you can even do it in your organization. You can ask even in your bank. If I a bank of, you are working in a bank, you are working in corporate organizations, you can write your manager that the International Day of Peace is coming up, and you are doing a training on alternative dispute resolution, and they say that we should do something for peace. You want to come and talk to your colleagues on conflict resolution matters. You can pick a topic, go there, talk to them. 30 minutes interaction is enough. You can prepare, if you like, you can prepare a slide, do a short presentation, and then on conflict resolution, conflict management in your organization, to your colleagues. It will benefit them. It will continue to help the productivity of the organization. Do you understand? So we must do something for peace. Just do something in your own organization, in your family, in your community association, in the community school, in your university. If you're a university student, you can do it in your class. You understand? You can do it in your class. You can sit your student down and tell them the importance of the intention. You can liaise with one of the lecturers. You understand? You can liaise with a lecturer in your department and use their period, maybe 20 minutes of their period, and talk to students. Do you understand? If they don't want to give you attention, or you can liaise with your course reps. You understand? They'll give you opportunity, and you'll be able to talk to your colleagues on peace issues. So it's going to go a long way to help. Do you understand? You may save a life from that interaction. So that's what it is. All right. So now we're looking at negotiation. So we say negotiation is a process where two or more parties come together to discuss, communicate with the aim to reach a mutual agreement on a particular matter. Do you understand? So when it comes to negotiation, there are strategies that you're going to use in the negotiation process. There are strategies. One of those strategies is collaboration, collaborative strategy, right? The essence of using collaborative strategy is to ensure there's a win-win situation at the end of that negotiation process. Win-win. So all the parties must collaborate together to do something. Do you understand? To reach an agreement, discuss, compromise where necessary, bend, adjust position, just to make sure that they reach a mutual agreement. You understand? And in this kind of situation, there's open communication. There's need for open communication. There's no need for you to hide your feelings. Say the things the way they are, and then the parties should be able to accommodate each other's opinion. Do you understand? So that you can be able to reach your agreement. So whatever that you can do, collaboration is one of those strategies when it comes to negotiation. Then another one is competitive strategy, right? Win-lose. It's a win-lose. The other time I was talking about, we're using different terminologies now. The other time I was talking about integrative bargaining and distributive bargaining. Today I'm talking about collaboration and competition. So you should not be confused. It means the same thing. Do you understand? So where there's competition, just like football. Today, Nigeria is playing with Rwanda. It's competition. One team must win, and if they struggle and argue and do whatever they want to do, at the end of the day, they play 0-0, 1-1. That is a win-win. Do you understand? So in this case, I win small, I lose small. Do you understand? Yeah. But in most cases, the target is to win all. Your opponent is just making sure that he wins everything. That is why when you play at the end of the day, at the end of 90 minutes, you understand? If one goal is enough for you to lose 3 points, do you understand? So competitive, negotiation, the tendency is a party to win all and the other to lose all. It's just like litigation. When the winner takes all and the loser lose everything. Do you understand? So that's what it is. So, and this is often involve aggressive tactics. Do you understand? That's why sometimes Trump, you see Trump, the American president, sometimes you'll be using strong language. I don't want to use aggressive language. He will be using strong language to intimidate his country's opponents. So you have the intimidated China, they intimidated Canada, they intimidated India. Do you understand? In negotiation. You understand? So if we do not negotiate very well, all those tariffs will remain. If we refuse to do something, all those tariffs they give will remain. That's why some countries, they do one, they will do two. If they do to China one, China must do two. Do you understand? So that it's because if you mess up the win, you lose. Compromising is another strategy in negotiation. All right, you have to bend a bit in situation whereby you are stuck in the process of negotiation. Bend a bit, just adjust position so that you can move forward with the negotiation. Do you understand? So when both parties refuse to make concessions, then you are not ready for negotiation. So if you want to make progress in negotiation, you must make concessions. So if even in church, you can write your pastors so that you can talk to people on peace, on peace and conflict issues. Even in your church, you can talk to Sunday school children, or you can talk to departmental meetings. You can just talk, And then apart from that, in the mosque, you can also ask a man of the head imam or the man of the mosque to give you a few minutes. You want to talk to people on conflict issues. Do you understand? On peace issues, on the International Day of Peace. Just do something. Do something. So compromising is also another strategy, like I said. So both parties must make concessions for them to be able to make progress in a negotiation process. All right. When you are able to balance the needs of both parties, then it will be easy for you to make progress. But when you are insisting on your own and on your own without considering the other party, then you will not be able to make progress. Do you understand? So that's why it is. Avoiding, or what we call avoidance. Avoidance is also another strategy, but it's not a good one. We never encourage avoidance. Always engage. because avoidance is a cowardice strategy. But there are cases that you can avoid. There are cases that you can avoid. Because when you look at it, they have nothing to benefit you at all. So there's no need to waste your time at all for it. Or what use are you negotiating for something that will not benefit you in any way? So avoid it. But avoidance is not a good strategy. Do you understand? Avoidance is not a good strategy, but it's not everything that is worth going for. So that's why we say that withdrawals from negotiation is not cowardice. Do you understand? So at some point you need to withdraw. That is, if it's not working, it's not working. If it didn't day, it didn't day. If it cannot work, it can't work. So why waste your time? Just go. Forget it. Move on. You understand? You must not necessarily buy from the person. Is it a must that if you go to to buy groceries in a particular place, they force you to buy there? If they give you a high price, you leave it now and go to another place. You understand? You go to another place. It's not a must that you must buy from there. So avoidance. Avoidance also you can use when the issue is trivial. Do you understand? There are some trivial issues that are of no consequence, they are of no benefit, nothing you have nothing to gain from it. So you just waste your time on it. For what? Just move on. So you argue football, you argue football, you argue football, you argue football, argue football, argue football. What are you arguing? Argument so that you try to know that they know that you know something about football. What is your benefit? If not because of laziness and idleness. It's idleness that making you to be like that. Otherwise, you are busy, you not have time to argue football. Like me now, Nigeria is playing Rwanda, but I have something to do here. I don't get time to go and watch Nigeria and Rwanda match. Do you understand? Because I have something very, very important here to do with my life that will benefit me more. Because for me, what I'm doing here, I'm changing lives. I'm improving the welfare of the society. You understand? So when I go watch football, either I may be disappointed in that game, I will even get there angry. I will even, if Nigeria lose, for instance, now, I will not even like to talk to anybody in my house if there is the kind of heart I have for football. You understand? So it will cause conflict in the house. Children talk, you knock. Why are you talking too much? You knock. Strong knock. Wife talk to you, you just burn your face because. And what is funny? What is happening? Because Nigeria lose match. What is your benefit? People that play safe, people that play themselves in the field, they will be eating and enjoying themselves. You, they hear the vex with your family. You understand? So there are some certain things that you don't take them serious. When there are very trivial issues, matters, the negotiation, just ignore it. Just move on. Forget it. There's no need to waste your time. Accommodating. One party concedes to the other demands. You understand? That is, for instance, now another strategy is accommodating. I have my own point. You have your own point. But I discovered that your point maybe is more relevant. Then I sacrifice my own. I accommodate your point. Accommodate it. You accommodate your demands. I accommodate your demands. Do you understand? That is accommodating. I accept your demand and I go with it. I forget my own position. Accommodating. You understand? So useful for maintaining relationship, but may lead to resentment if overdone. So every time you want your opinion to be heard, every time you want your own opinion to be taken, every time your opinion, if it's not your opinion, then nobody's opinion is going to, then that is going to cause resentment. All right. If I accept your opinion today, I'm expecting that tomorrow you should accept my own. Do you understand? If I accommodate your opinion today, you should be able to accommodate my own demands. The essence is to maintain relationship. You understand? That's what sometimes, because sometimes you just have to give you give consent to certain things just because you want peace to reign. That is accommodation. Do you understand? You just give concession to a matter because you just want peace to reign. All right. So as a result, you just let it go. As a lover of peace or a peace ambassador, mind, we must have it in mind to always benefit before we can help make peace. I don't know that you're asking a question or you are saying something. I don't know. Negotiation styles. What are negotiation styles? Analytical style. Negotiation style. Analytical. Some negotiations may be based on analysis. Yes, analysis. Like I was telling you the issue of football. Analysis, you analyze this one. Oh, Ronaldo and Messi. Which one is the GOAT? You begin to give out your analysis. Oh, Ronaldo carried World Cup. Messi carried World Cup. Ronaldo did not carry World Cup. Oh, Messi carried so many champions. Oh, Ronaldo scored so goals. Oh, Ronaldo is doing that. So you begin to carry out those analysis. Do you understand? All those analysis. Analytical. It's a style of negotiation. You analyze a issue. Conduct an analysis. That's what we talk about. Conflict analysis. Do you understand? How to analyze the matter so that you have a deep understanding of what you are trying to deal with. Do you understand? Analysis. So there's number one style of negotiation. All right. Another style is amicability. Sometimes people may be negotiating, analyzing, but they are making noise. You know, they are shouting. They are not talking amicably to resolve their problem. Do you understand? So that negotiation may not hold ground. Because when I'm shouting, you are shouting. How do you hear me? So you must make it amicable. Right? And it must be achievable. The tendency is to maintain a relationship. Then we talk about the drivers. What are the drivers? You need to find out the drivers that are driving the issue. What are these are pushing negotiation? All right. Result oriented and assertive. A fast-paced discussion. Some of the things that you have to consider. So what is driving you to be saying what you want to say? Or making the demands that you're making those demands that you are making, what is pushing you to make them? There must be a driver. You understand? Expressive, emotionally driven, and enthusiastic. Express yourself smoothly. Express yourself smartly. You know, in the process of expression, bring out creativity and innovation in trying to address your problem. Bring innovative and creative suggestions to the problem so that you people can be able to achieve mutual understanding. Then you can also brainstorm. In expression, you are brainstorming. You brainstorm. You bring your point. I bring my point. You bring your idea. I bring my idea. Before you know it, collect these ideas, consecrate the ideas and come up with a refined idea. Process them. So finally, today, what are the negotiation techniques? Finally, for today, negotiation techniques. Number one, preparation and planning. So if you like, you can call it processes. Preparation and planning. When you are going for a negotiation, or take for instance, when you are going for an interview, don't you prepare? You prepare ahead of time. You're going for negotiation, you prepare ahead of time. Because you ask yourself the question that your opponent is going to ask you, your interviewers are going to ask you. You ask them the question. You ask yourself those questions and try to answer them before you go there. Do you understand? Before you go there, you try to answer those questions yourself. You ask those questions and you answer them. That's preparation. So that when you go for an interview, they will not be intimidating you because you have prepared yourself. So in negotiation, basically, you ask your opponent questions. You ask your opponent's question. Negotiation, basically. You ask your opponent's questions. And then you also prepare your own questions. So preparation and planning is key. It's one of the techniques in negotiation. You have to define your goals. You have to define your time. What do you intend to achieve in this negotiation? Define all of that. Know them. Define your alternative. What we call the partner. Do you understand? The other day we define a partner. Best alternative to what? The negotiated what? Agreement. So that's what we'll talk about here. Best alternative. Active listening. Active listening is also another technique in negotiation. You are shouting, I'm shouting. I'm talking, you are talking. So who listens to who? So at the end of the day, what do you come out with? Because I was talking, you were also talking. So basically, practically, nobody's going to come out with anything. Because you end up talking, I also end up talking. But there was no communication. There was no information. We only talk. You talk, I talk. But if you listen, you pay attention to what I'm saying, you pay closer attention, you listen attentively to what I'm saying, then you grab something. You speak, I keep quiet. When you finish, you understand? Framing. Framing is another technique. Presenting information in a way that it can influence decisions. It can influence reactions. It can influence response. So you have to frame issues in such a way that it will induce and elicit what responses to the direction where you want it to go. Because there's a way you frame certain things that will make people steer to that direction you want to go. Do you understand? That's what it is. Framing is very important. And then questioning. So another technique is you have to question. Question your opponent very well. Ask questions, thoughtful, critical questions. Do you understand? Open-ended questions so that it will receive what response. Don't ask open or closed questions, closed-ended questions like we just demand a yes or no. No, these are not good questions. Ask open-ended questions that will elicit or that will facilitate someone to respond, to say something to a certain level. Do you understand? That's what we're talking about here. Anchoring. Setting a reference point. You must anchor what you are anchoring. You know what anchor is now. When you're anchoring a ship, put a ship, like tie a ship, anchor a ship. Do you understand? So make a point of reference. Give a reference point. You must give a reference point. Do you understand? That is because in negotiations sometimes you make area offers. You understand? That's you give some area offers. So those area offers can serve as your reference point. Concessions also another strategy. All right. When you are stuck in a process, you can concede some things. There's nothing wrong. So concession is one of the key techniques in negotiation. As you compromise, you let go, forgone alternatives. You let some things go for you to have others. Do you understand? So you must not have everything. So you have the ones that you can. Why not? But try and have something. Body language and non-verbal cues. So in negotiation, you must take notice of non-verbal communications. Body language. The body language cues will give you a clue on what is going on. So you watch the eyes, you watch the mouth, you watch the gestures, you watch the postures. You even watch the tune of the voice. It's very, very important. Do you understand? So it is very, very important. So if let me tell you something. If you fail to watch out for body language, you can easily be cheated in negotiation. Take this and have peace. I say, if you do not watch out for body language in a negotiation process, you are going to be cheated. So when you are talking to people, don't put your head down. When you are in a negotiation process, don't put your head down. Don't look somebody in the eye, face to face. See, watch their mouth. You read the meaning from what they are saying more than what you are hearing. A look can send a message. Do you understand? A look can send a message more than what the mouth is saying. A gesture. Somebody kill you with his fingers and you are not aware. Somebody reject an offer with his fingers or with his eyes and you are not aware. Do you understand? And then you leave the negotiation table hoping that you had a wonderful session. Oh, it was so powerful. And then you went and then you are expecting a call from the company. Now you will not see it because you did not watch out for body language. The mouth was saying, wow, we are having a very good conversation. The mouth was saying that, but you fail to know that the eyes are saying no. The gesture has said no. You understand? The gesture say no. The eyes say no, but you were not aware. You were carried away with some certain things. You understand? So it's very, very important that we should know this. You understand? So this is where we're going to stop for today. If you have any question, you ask. If you have any question, you ask, okay? The people on YouTube, if you have any question, you ask. For Facebook people, it's like we're having network issue here. Any question? So there wasn't of any question. The people on Facebook, you are still chatting, but I cannot see it because my network is just turning around. I don't know. It has even ended itself. All right. So thank you very much. See you guys tomorrow. Maybe we'll have. I don't know if we are going to have training tomorrow. I will tell you in our WhatsApp group. Otherwise, till Monday. Thank you very much.